In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a customizable and personalized ornament design for Etsy. And I have it on good authority from 5 different bestsellers on Etsy that ornaments are the best way to make a lot of income in a short amount of time. So let me show you how to set it up in Kittl. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what kind of ornament we're going to sell. So what I'm going to do is go to Etsy and type in personalized Christmas ornament. Now, let me show you what happens is the amount of search results is absolutely bonkers. So you see all these cool ornaments. These are all very, very nice, but look right here, over 600,000 results. It's just absolutely difficult to compete if you're just going to do something that says, personalized Christmas ornament. So another thing I think that performs really well is first Christmas. So newlyweds or maybe a baby. So now you can see it's a little over 100,000 search results. So this is a little bit easier to compete with, I would say, than just competing on a mass scale with personalized Christmas ornament, right? Because then it could be anything. It could be any niche. It could be anything. So let's refine this a little bit further. And I'm going to go mountain. I think that's one thing that newlyweds like to do is go hiking in the mountains or something. And look right here, just over 1,000 results. Now let's look at a couple of these. A lot of them, of course, have mountains, have trees. I'm picking up on this kind of like faded watercolor style, which is perfect. Look at this one, over 40,000 reviews. Now let's switch over to E-Rank, and I've typed in Christmas ornament. And so look at this right here. Look at the average searches. The average click-through rate is insane. And the competition, of course, is just absolutely bonkers, right? Over 1 million people competing for Christmas ornaments. So we're going to scroll down this and see if we can validate one of our searches. Okay, look right there, newlyweds Christmas ornament. Okay, so we're in the green right there. Now, if I click on this, it's lower searches, but the competition is way lower and the CTR is really high. Okay, so let's type in mountain ornament. I just want to get a little bit of confirmation for the style that we're about to use. Oh, okay, look, this is even a little bit better, right? So the competition is lower. The click-through rate is actually not terrible, and we could keep on refining this, but I think we have enough data to say, like a first Christmas newlywed or a first Christmas mountain ornament or something. Look at this one's only been on for 50 days and it has $100 in revenue. So what we're going to use is Printify's ornament. This one right here, the ceramic ornament. They have a couple different shapes, but this is the one we're going to go with. It's going to be vibrant, glossy. That's all fine. So we're going to start designing here, and what we're interested in is finding out what size we should upload. And then what we need to do is get this template. It's a little hidden, but it says download design template. And if I open that up, it gives you an SVG and a PNG there that you can use. Hey, real quick, if you're getting value out of this ornament design tutorial, let me know by hitting the thumbs up button and then the subscribe button down below so you don't miss anything. And then let me know down in the comments, are you already selling ornaments, or is this going to be the first one you list on Etsy? Either way, let me know, and let's get back to the tutorial. So what I'm going to do is go over to Kittl. I'm going to hit new project. I know that, 3,000 by 3,000 is definitely going to be large enough. I'm going to go ahead and type that in, hit create. And then what we can do is just drag in our template. Okay, I'm going to drag that PNG over into Kittl. Okay, here it is. I'm going to center it with those center and alignment tools. And then I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we know what working space we need to work inside. Okay, so now this is the size of my artboard. And what I can do is go down to the layers, and I'm going to label this as template, and then I'm going to lock it right here. So now what you could do if you want is you could go over to elements and click on this circle right here. I can make the circle the size of the template. Okay, so now I've made it the size of that template roughly. I can just turn off that template in the background, and then what I could do with this circle is just give it some border weight. Okay, so I can take the fill off right here. I'll take the fill off, and then I'll make the border weight really dark. Okay, so there we go. It's a little bit darker. Now I know that, I need to design within this circle. So I'm not going to worry about all that right now because I just need to focus on my design. So if I go here to Kittl AI, I'm going to click on watercolor right here. And then I'm going to type in my scene, right? I want a mountain scene. I want a landscape. I want dark and fall autumn colors. I'm going to generate it. That's going to take a few seconds, and then it's going to give me, look at that. That's pretty amazing. That's very reminiscent of some of the ornaments that we were looking at in Etsy. So I generated 4 different images, and by the way, if you need to find out where they are, if you go to your uploads and go to show all folders, look up here at the top, we have an AI generated folder for you. So if you ever delete something, you can find it back here in the AI generated folder. So for example, I'm just going to delete these 3 because I do like how this one is a little bit more vibrant, and I also am going to put some texture on this, which will make it darker. Now let's remove the background because all clip art comes with that white background. So boom, look at that. Just a couple seconds, the background is removed. So we are good to go there. And then what we can do is start grabbing our color from the illustration for the background. Okay, so I've got this kind of like off yellow tan color that matches some of those mountains. I'm going to add text with the T button, and I'm going to type Our First Christmas because that's the style of ornament we're going with. And then what I'm thinking for this is definitely more of a script font that kind of matches the watercolor style. So we have a ton of amazing script fonts here that you can go through. I'm just going to click through a couple to find one that I think works best. And I really like this one that has this kind of like faded, kind of scratchy, painted look. So let me just size this up just a little bit. That way you can see a little bit better. So you can see how this kind of looks like it was done with a paintbrush. It's kind of bleeding off the sides there. I really like it. I think it fits the aesthetic of the mountains here. I'm going to duplicate by holding the Alt or Option key and dragging, and then I'm going to go with a serif font, kind of an elegant serif font, because this is just going to be for our names. I'm going to make it all caps, and these are going to be the names of our people that were just recently married, or this is their first Christmas married. We're going to go with John and Mary, very basic here, but you get the idea for how you could easily go in and edit this once you have this set up as a template, for example. I'm going to duplicate it, put 2023, okay, because right now we're in 2023, but you could make that say any number you want. I'm going to hit the tidy button here. By the way, to select multiple things, you can hold shift and click, and then you can hit the tidy button there. And then what we need to do is turn our template back on. Okay, so now this gives us the bounding circle for where we know the illustration is going to be in. So now what I can do is figure out how to make this come in from the bottom of the ornament. So I'm going to size this up just ever so slightly so that the bottom of the ornament isn't showing. And now I can see the cut lines here. I need to bring my text down inside of the cut lines. Okay, so something like this works a little bit better. Don't forget you have that hole up there at the top with the string, so we definitely don't want to design around there. So then look, here's the circle that I made, by the way, and we know that that circle is going to be up there for the string. So then if you need to, you can make some more adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and add some texture. I'm going to go into paper textures because I want to find a paper texture that kind of matches the watercolor aesthetic. I think this one will most likely be the one that works best. Now you can go through and click a different couple ones if you want, but I'm going to go with that one because look at all these little fibers. I think it's reminiscent of the watercolor paper you might buy from an art store. You can mess with your opacity and blending modes over here in the right, but I think somewhere around right here works. You can mess with your colors if you want. I'm going to make the text color green. I'm going to make it a green that's here in the trees just so that it's a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more in line with the rest of the illustration. And I'm thinking that looks pretty good. All I got to do is go up here and label this as Ornament Template because this is going to be the template for which we use to list on Etsy. So then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to download design. I don't need to remove the background because I want it to print over the entire ornament. So I'm just going to do a PNG and then drag it in to Printify over here. It's going to think about it for just a second, and then the magic will happen and it will apply the image, look at that, to the ornament. So it's going to tell you exactly where it is, and because we use that template, it's pretty much perfect. Now you could do some adjusting if you want. You can make it a little bit smaller. You can see over there on the right we have 945 DPI, and then if I click on the preview, look at that, you can see what it looks like as an ornament in Printify. Isn't that amazing? So now what you can do with this is easily go back and replicate this whenever you get an order in Printify. So for example, let's go back here. All I got to do is click into the text, put Jack and Jill or whatever your names are. Let's say maybe it's a different year. Maybe we're in 2024. You want to get prepped for that. Boom, 2024. Maybe even switch your colors around, add a different illustration, and you are good to go with your ornament template design.